Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. Today is going to be a tatting tutorial. It is needle tatting, and we will be using a number 10 thread and a number 5 tatting needle. You also will need some buttons, and I'll measure the button that I have and let you know what size I used, because depending on the size of the button would depend on how many stitches you need to put around the button. So we're going to go over what I did for this size button. You also will need some type of earring hook, either your standard fish hook style or whatever you choose. A needle threader if you use one to thread your needles, pair of scissors, and you will need a pair of jewelry pliers or small needle nose. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to measure this out for you. For the earring size, it is just under 1 inch wide. Now you can take the same idea and you would have to add stitches for a larger button. This one I will make just like I'm making the earrings, as a pendant to hang from a necklace wire, a choker wire. All right, to get started, you're going to need to get your thread and thread up your needle. Now, you'll need approximately 12 to 18 inches of tail for this project. It is worked straight around the button and all in the same direction. And again, you can use whatever colors you choose, whatever size buttons you want to use. This is entirely up to you. You can also turn these into Christmas tree ornaments, depending on the size of the button you use. There's multiple things that you could do with this. All right, so to get started, we are going to place our button onto our needle and thread, just like such. Now what I'm going to do is from the button, I'm going to have my approximate 18 inches or so of tail thread. Then I'm going to bring my tail thread up and we are going to place a knot to get started, just to hold everything in place. Now you can use a 4-hole button or a 2-hole button. It does not matter. I am using a 2-hole button to start. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work one of the sides of the earring around the button. We're going to work that first and work down to our little bottom ring, work up the other side, and then create the very top. All right, so here is what we're going to do. We're going to do 3 double stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to create a picot and 3 more double stitches. And you're going to repeat this until you have 4, 5, let's see, 2, 4, 5 picots. There's my second picot. So I'm going to continue on until I have a total of 5 picots, 3 double stitches after it, to match how we started. Okay, now I have my 5 picots with 3 double stitches to start, in between each of the picots, and 3 double stitches to finish. Now we're going to pull this through and it's going to create this arch, which is going to go around the button. So go ahead and pull your tail thread through. And we're going to let it naturally curve around the button. Now what you're going to want to do is bring your needle from the back side of the button up through. And then you're going to go between the button and that arch you just made, right in between. And we're going to cinch that down just a hair and place a knot. All right, so now we're going to work our small ring, which is the same as we just did, which is 3 double stitches, picot, 3 double stitches, and you're going to do that for 3 picots. So 1, 2, 3 double stitches, picot, 3 double stitches, picot, 3 double stitches, picot, and the last 3 double stitches. You're going to want to try to keep your picots approximately the same in size. Okay, so this is a ring. So we're going to push our needle through with our tail thread and pick up that loop before it goes all the way through. That way you can close to form a ring, just like such. All right, we're going to go back through that same exact buttonhole, this time from the top. And we're going to come back up here to our working thread here and place a knot. This is just going to secure everything. Now we're going to repeat what we did on the other side for 5 picots. So 3 double stitches, picot, 3 double stitches, and continue until you have 5 picots. Once you have finished up your 5 picots with your 3 double stitches at the beginning, in between each picot, and at the very end, you're going to go ahead and pull that tail thread all the way through, letting it naturally curve around that button, just like that. And you want to leave about the same distance, equal distance, so that way they're even. And we're going to do just like we did before. We're going to pull that tail thread up through the eye of the button there, just like that. Then we're going to insert our needle in between the button and that arch we just made. And again, place a knot just to secure everything into place. At this time, you can adjust to make sure that those arches are approximately the same size around the button. Okay, once you have it secure, we're going to go ahead and work the last little bit of it, and it is the part that we will be attaching our earring wire to. So the first thing is 3 double stitches and a picot. When you place your picot, you're going to place 5 double stitches after that picot. Once you have done that, you can go ahead and pull your tail thread through, and that will create an arch. You can go ahead and place a knot at this time if you so choose. Just one single little knot there. And now we're going to do the top ring, which is the same as the bottom ring. So now we're going to do the 3 double stitches, picot, 3 double stitches, picot, 3 double stitches, picot, 3 double stitches, exactly as you did down at the bottom. Once you have finished that, you can go ahead and slide your needle and start pulling your tail thread through, picking up that loop at the base, so that way we can close to form a ring. Once you have your ring formed, you can place a knot at that time just to hold it steady while you work up the last little bit. Now we're going to do the other side of that arch, which we're going to start with 5 double stitches, then a picot, and then 3 double stitches to finish. Once you have completed that, you're going to slide your tail thread all the way through. Creating the other side of your little arch there. So now is the time that you want to make sure that your arches match on either side of that ring. And then you're going to bring your needle and tail thread from the front side to the back underneath that very first arch you made. And what that's going to do is bring it securely to the beginning. Now I'm going to come back under the last arch I made. So I'm wrapping it around that first one. And then I'm going to place a knot and sew in my ends. So just like that. Now I'm going to place a knot and sew in the ends. And to sew in the ends, I go the direction that the thread is naturally laying. So I will take my needle and tail thread first and weave it into those double stitches, pull it out and cut the excess off. Then I'll come back and thread my needle with the ball thread and go the opposite direction. Okay, so after you have it completed and you want to go ahead and block it and allow it to dry stiff, that will be the end of the earring part except for your earring wire. Now, putting the earring wire on, you can do this one of two ways. You could put it at the top, or you could put it down here at the bottom of the button and allow it to hang the other direction. And you could add a charm down here if you wanted. You could do all kinds of different things as far as that goes. But to put your earring wire on, I just take my jewelry pliers, which these are actually small snap-on pliers, and I move my little bead down there and stick the pliers into the little ring and open that ring up so that way I can get the earring onto the ring. So there I have it open. And now I'm just going to take, now this is not blocked yet, so it's very flimsy. I'm just going to take and insert that ring right into the center picot. And again, this can be done on the top or the bottom down here, whichever end suits you. And then you just simply keep that bead and little spring there up out of the way and close your ring back up. Now I'm not going to close it all the way because I do want to take this back off and soak it and block it so that way it is like this. Okay, so again, thank you for watching, and if you are curious about more tatting information, I will link some end screen playlist that I have for tatting, and I will also put a couple of videos as well throughout this that you can click on, and that is basic beginner information. I hope that you've enjoyed this needle tatting earring on a button. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.